I wanted to have a talk today. I've been up here speaking out for a long time. I've done lots of videos. I've seen lots of things. I've done lots of research. And amongst the truth community that's being destroyed, it's being deliberately destroyed. This is something Jerry talked a little bit about yesterday, which is true. It is being destroyed by places like Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, HBO, Turner, Vice News, mainstream media, actors, the Tool, Scythorn, Ole Demigard. See, people like Ole Demigard or people like Monograph or people like Jason Goodman, people who seem to have lots of followers, they could actually do something good. They really could. They got enough people behind them watching them, they might be able to get enough people to step up to do something. But you don't see them doing anything good because they're not here to do anything good. They're here for the Tool. They're here for their own selfishness. They're here to help people replay history. They're absolutely worthless. But yet people fall for people like this. And they go right along with it. And the sad thing is I see this and I've seen this as long as I've been doing this. Like false flags, PSYOPs programs, mind control programs, the whole 9 yards, straight across the board. You get people to say there's nothing we can do about it. It's not stoppable because there's nothing we can do about it. It's happening all over the place, so therefore there's nothing we can do about it. The first thing that's wrong with that is you've already told yourself that you can't do anything about it, so you've already thrown in the towel. You've already laid down. 1, 2, 3, match over. You've already lost. Because, yeah, it's all over the world right now. It's happening everywhere, right? Do you suppose that the reason it would be all over the world and happening everywhere right now is from that very same mentality? You're damn right it is. When your mentality is there's nothing we can do about it, then you don't think of anything that you could possibly do to try to help correct it or corral it or stop it. This means you've already given up. This means evil wins. This is why history is always replaying itself over and 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 over again. What do you think these people like Scythorn what their real goal was? Or Ole Demigard, what do you think their real goal is? Their real goal is themselves, selfishness. Putting the tool in their pocket, money. They don't care about what's right. They don't care about what's wrong. They only care about their selfish selves. They're a product of today's world. Just like people's ego. It becomes overinflated. And they think they know more than they actually know. Even real truthers, real hardcore truthers, which there's not many of us left, that know what they're talking about can have the same problem. And, I did a video years ago and I called it the virus that attacks the human brain. And why did I call it the virus that attacks the human brain? Because, see, power, greed, ego, one's own ego, corrupts their thought pattern, corrupts their mind. We live in a world right now, and I've observed this firsthand. Somebody's always wanted to be in control of somebody else. Somebody's always willing to tell somebody else how to think and what to do. And somebody's always thinks they're smarter than the next person. Always. It doesn't matter how intelligent they are. They let their ego inflate up like a balloon, and they begin to believe that they know more, are more intelligent than all the people around them, when they're not. This is the virus that attacked the human brain. It sure is. It corrupts them. And they don't even know they're becoming corrupt themselves, because they can't see through their overinflated ego. And it's sad. I've watched this happen so many times. An example would be, I've been doing this a lot of years, and I've had 4, maybe 5 videos in all the years I've been doing this that's actually went viral. No lie, went viral. 200,000, 250,000 views in 4 or 5 days on a video. Because it's taken off. Won't. It's a fluke when it happens, timing's right, whatever. The reason is. But for some people, if they get a viral video, their ego inflates with the views. And if your ego inflates with them views, and you don't get hold of yourself, then the virus attacks the human brain will corrupt you just like it did the elite. Power and greed. Power and greed. Ego does the same thing. It corrupts you. Because when you begin to believe that you're so much better than somebody else, or you're so much smarter than somebody else, or more intelligent than somebody else, what you do is allow yourself to become corrupt. Now you're taking on the same mindset as the powers to be, the elite. A psychopathic thing. You become a psychopath. You become a sociopath. You become, because you're falling into. You have to be able to control oneself. So, the reason our world is in the shape it's in is because we, the people, have allowed this to happen from day one. And I don't care how bad it is right now, or how much worse it can get. It got as bad as it is from people saying there's nothing we can do about it. People turning their back and looking the other way. And people not caring because it's not affecting them and their personal life. These are the reasons it got as bad as it did to begin with. And then, of course, the programs and the psyops to scare the living conjeevers out of you. Because, Jerry did bring up a valuable point, which is very, very true. And seen it everybody's face. See, Cy Thorne was an actor, just like Holy Demigod. Cy Thorne told you he was an actor. Cy Thorne then proceeds to do a show, an act. And then he does what an actor does. Actors act a role and want the world to believe this role is true because that's what they do. They're actors. Just like in a movie. They're actors. This is what they do. So Cy Thorne did just that. And he went out there speaking for the truthers, right? Was he really speaking for the truthers? No, he wasn't. He was doing his act. Why did they do this? Jerry's got a very valuable point that Jerry brought up, which is, I've seen it and watched it all along, and it's very, very true when it's in your face. See, Cy Thorne goes out there and participates to be a truther. He just happens to know where all the false flags are happening at in his area. Do you think that was an accident that he just happened to know that? To be there at all the different false flags he was presently at? No, that was no accident. See, that's because he was part of from the very beginning. He already knew on this date they were going to do this at this place and this location. And on this date they were going to do this at this location and this date. And on and on and on. So he already knew and had it on his calendar when to go, where to be for that event. That's how he happened to be at all these different false flags. Because he was part of. Why did they do that? Well, because they needed somebody that could reach the public and fit in and look like a truther and act like a truther so that they could use him to do what they're doing now. And why would they do that? Because then you'll shut up. Because you'll be afraid if you speak out and tell the truth that you're going to go to jail too. Do you catch what they're really doing here? It's scare tactics to shut you up, to replay history, and to shut you up so that they can replay history. You need to understand that there's only one way you can ever beat these people. You cannot become scared. You cannot play along. And you have to get it out of your head that there's nothing that we can do about it. Because as long as you have it in your head, there's nothing I can do about it. Oh, we can't stop it. It's too far gone now. How did it get too far gone? From that same mentality. That's why it's where it's at right now. I mean, that would be like, I'm sorry, we can't fix your car. Nope, it's too far gone now. So you go buy a new one. Meanwhile, I took your car that I told you couldn't be fixed because it's too far gone now. And I spent $10 and fixed it. Now I sold it and made a profit off of your dumbness, your ignorance. It's the same mentality. See, we can stop what's going on. First off, you got to tell yourself that we can. You're damn right we can. You know why we can? Where do you suppose your criminal corporations and elitists and so on get their power from? Us, the people. Because we listen. Where do they get their force from? Once again, the order followers, the suckers, us, the people. You got to recognize the things that will mess you up, and you got to recognize that we can stop this, but we have to work together to stop this. You can't have people like Cy Thorne, Robert Usry, which probably isn't even his real name, Ole Demigard, Jason Goodmans, Monty Graffs, Dabu Sevens, and the list goes on and on and on. Rev Michelle Hopkins, which is now Rev Michelle Mann. That's right. We hide behind these names and we speak out and we tell truth. But we also tell lies and propaganda with our truth. We got ourselves a bunch of followers. You know, you could be Ole Demigard, you could be Monty Graff, you could be Dutch Sims. You can be somebody that has lots and lots of viewers. Lots of people, but ask yourself a question. What have all these people really done for you to help change what's going on in today's society? You know what they've done for you? Absolutely nada. Not a damn thing. Did they ever encourage you to speak up? To work together and find ways to stop what's going on? Did you ever hear any of them talk about what can we do to stop what's going on? No, you've never heard that, have you? And you won't. Because they're not here to help. They're here to put on a show, an act, a script, and to allow history to replay itself so that they can have their selfishness, their greed. They can have a little bit of fame, they can have their ego, and their ego can be overinflated. Why do you think I bring these things up? See, one has to control themselves. If you're speaking out and you're a real truther and you want what's real, First off, say I don't give a flying fuck what any of you think about me. I never have and never will. What I care about is what's right for everybody. Everybody. I don't give a shit what gender you are. You're not above me because you got a hole between your legs. You're not above me because you have a dick between your legs. You're not above me because you have more money than me. You're not better than me because you have something I don't got. That is the virus that attacks the human brain. That is your ego. That is social conditioning at its finest. That is conditioned and programs you to act and think this way. And why would they do this to you? So that you would never rise up. So that people would never stand together. So that people wouldn't recognize where the people that are controllers are getting their power from. And that you would cower down. You would back down. And this is what we see going on a regular basis. Cowarding out. Cowarding out. This is why they got Scythorn where they got it. He's doing his job. He told you who he was. That's what's even more funny about this. The guy literally told you who he was. What he does for a living. And then proceeded to do what he does for a living. And then you fall for it. That's like believing in Gilligan's Island. That they were really shipwrecked. See what I'm telling you? You're falling for an act, a script, a story, something that's not real. That's not realistic. That's not real. That's fake. Because this actor has hoodwinked you. This is the problem. See, there's a lot that's wrong with the Scythorn thing that can be pointed out. I mean, a lot. That can be pointed out to show this entire thing is fraudulent. You know, it's like Sandy Hook Facts, C.W. Wade, the Honor Network. What do you think Wolfgang Halbert was really about? He was to convince the public that we were on to you. We know this is a lie because it was a lie. And that we're going to do something about it. The outcome was nothing happened. That was intentional. Because then what happened is you all become relaxed. Because this guy's got her back. Yep, this guy right here, Wolfgang, he's got her back. He's taking care of it. We don't got to say anything because he's doing it for us. Do you follow what really happened to you? You were hoodwinked. You were buffaloed. You were suckered again. This is why nothing changes. Because it takes us recognizing we can change it. First, you have to recognize that we can stop this. That's right, we can stop this. You have to recognize that. You have to recognize just because you're a cashier, you're a restaurant worker, you're a factory worker, you're an auto mechanic, you're a plumber, you're a carpenter. Doesn't matter. You have to recognize that it's us standing together, not cooperating, that speaks out, that wants what's right for everybody, that will get what's right for everybody when we want what's right for everybody. But as long as we don't want what's right for everybody and we're all worried about our selfish selves, or we're scared because they use a psyops like with Scythorn so that they can say, look, he's in federal jail now because he spoke out. This is what's going to happen to you if you tell the truth. We're going to lock you up. Where do they get their power to lock you up? Think about it. From you listening. See, I don't care if you're a cop. I don't care if you're who you are. You can be a sheriff. You can be a deputy. You can be a highway patrolman. You can be a local PD. You can be an FBI agent. I don't care. You recognize right from wrong. And don't tell me you don't. And you know right from wrong. And if you know somebody's in the right and they caring about everyone's right, and you're willing to look the other way, or you're willing to lock that person up for telling the truth, because you're following your orders from some politician that's higher up than you. See what I talked about? Corruption, the ego, people thinking they're better and above other people. See, we live in a world full of people who think they're better than other people. Yeah, everybody wants to be better than somebody else. Everybody knows they're smarter than somebody else. That's right. That's the world we live in. But in reality, you're not smarter than somebody else. Oh, you might have some skills and some knowledge in an area this person over here don't have. But what do you want to bet? That person has some skills and knowledge you don't have. Oh, but you never backed up to think about that, did you? Why do you think we have what we have? Because this person's skills are not the same as this person's skills. And this other person's skills are not the same as that person's skills. And when we all work together, we get something done. How do you think the elite got something done? First off, they used the tool and it sold you out. You sold out your own country. You sold out your own people. You sold out your own family, your own wife, your own children. For your own selfishness. And you didn't even recognize you were doing that. It's like if you get a viral video and you allow that to swell your ego. And your ego inflates and blows up. Because you had a video that went viral. I'm going to be looking at you like, so fucking what? I've had 4 or 5 videos go viral. I didn't let it swell my head. I didn't let my ego run wild. Yeah, I'm something I'm not. People have a problem with their ego. The same as they do with power and greed. Look around you. Always somebody's wanting to be in control of somebody else. Always. Doesn't matter in everyday life. Somebody's busy telling somebody else what they can and can't do, how to think, how wrong they are, and not even thinking about their own wrongs. Or they're giving out double speak and don't even know they're giving out double speak. See, I honestly don't give a shit what people think. If I post a video up and I put a video together and somebody says I'm wrong, I really don't care what you say. If you can explain to me why I'm wrong. But you know what's really funny about this? I've watched this happen thousands of times to me already. They come along, they turn on your video. They're about 30 seconds into it, a minute into it, and they shut it off. They know everything you said. It was a 15-minute video, and they watched 1 minute of it. But they don't know everything you said because they didn't pay attention, they didn't listen, they didn't care. They listened to a minute of it, and they already know everything. Now, they're giving you their opinion and judging you based on that 1 minute. But they're not going to tell you that, well, I only watched a minute. They tell on themselves. See, this is a problem, but it's a problem that happens all the time. I've had this problem over and over and over and over from people. And I just don't care what you think of me. I really don't. I don't care if you think I'm working with your opposition. You think I'm a shield. Because anybody that knows me, and I know me, knows I'm not. Okay? Never have been, never will be. But you can tell me I am all day long. I don't care. You could think I'm part of Sandy Hook. Sandy Facts, Honor Network. I don't care if you want to think that. It don't make you right. And if you watch 2 minutes of my video or a minute of my video and you come off, he's part of the Honor Network, he's a shield. It's not my fault you didn't pay attention. It's really not my fault and I don't care. See, it's not my responsibility to tell you to watch the whole 15 minutes, the whole 40 minutes of something I make. You're either going to do it on your own or you're not going to do it. But your opinion don't affect me in one way or the other. I don't care what you think, and I don't care what 1,000 other people next to you think. Because it's not my stupidity if you don't pay attention to what's being shown or said. I never claim to know everything, and I never will. I go based on my life experiences and my research. Somebody else has their life experiences that won't match mine because they live their life because they're themselves. Right? Right. They have the knowledge they've collected along the way. Now, if them and I work together, that's great because they could learn something from me and I can learn something from them, and neither one of us are above either each other. And we work together. Guess what? What's going to happen? We're going to accomplish something. But if we have conflict with each other, or I think I'm better than he is, smarter than he is, and he thinks he's better and smarter than me, or she thinks she's better and smarter than me, and I think I'm better and smarter than her because of her gender. Whatever the situation is, and whoever it is, it doesn't matter. The minute that shit starts, division starts, and you fall apart, you'll never stand together, and you'll never accomplish nothing. If we're going to ever stop what's going on and accomplish something, we have to be willing to recognize each other as individuals. We have to take our ego and deflate it, unscrew the pressure valve on your ego, and then go, psh. Don't let your ego inflate up, because when you let your ego inflate up, you will start to corrupt your own self and not even see that you're becoming corrupt. Because you'll take on the same mentality as the elite. You'll actually start believing you're better and above other people. And then once you start believing that, you'll start judging people in a different manner. And you'll actually be the one with the problem, not them. That's the virus that attacks the human brain. We all have it. We all have, if you're speaking out, the ability to let this interfere with your life and not even realize it's happening to you. You've got to be quick enough to catch it or recognize your own behavior and what you don't like about how others do and what needs to happen in order to stop what's going on. If you tell yourself, we can't stop what's going on, the false flags, the wars, to this, to that, you've already thrown in the towel. You've already laid down 1, 2, 3. You've already lost. I don't even know why you're here. I don't even know why you want to waste my breath, my time. If you want to get somewhere, you can never, ever, ever, ever say you can't do or we can't stop. If the people at the top thought the way you're thinking, they wouldn't be where they're at. They're where they're at because they don't think that way. They know they can do. And they strive to do. I know that we can stop them. Because I know where they get their power from. I know that if we work together, my skills, my knowledge, this person's skills and knowledge that has other areas of skills and knowledge I don't have. I have some skills and knowledge they don't have. But when we work together, I know we can make a force that's unbeatable. And I know we can come up with solutions to bring these people to a stop. But that'll never happen if you go with the wrong mentality. So my answer, or my thing, I guess, here is just do this. Don't allow your ego to inflate. Catch your ego if it starts inflating up, and relieve, open the pressure valve and let some of that ego flow out. Back up and think about what you're doing, and really examine and look at what people are doing around you. Because see, Sidethorn case is just as Jerry told you. I've seen it and watched it, and it's exactly that. It is exactly that. This guy's an actor, just like Holy Demigod. These people are in positions to buffalo you. Sidethorn is the perfect example because he acted as a truther to destroy the truthers. He put a Hollywood act on to destroy the credibility of real truthers. And to scare the kajivas out of other real truthers so that they say, I don't want to go to jail. And then you get stage show going, the act going, and people like Jason he's a real patriot, yeah, you patriots, I'm a patriot, yeah. I'm a United States patriot who ran for my country and moved right next to a volcano in Panama. Don't even live in my own country no more. It's pathetic. But anyhow, with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. But that's about what I wanted to say.